I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. And we welcome Neci Mento. Hi.
Hi.
Hey, thanks for coming on. Please introduce yourself.
Momento Vitae, I am Neci Mento, your dark high priestess of the necromantic temple in Mortu.
Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Now, what has gotten you interested in VTubing to start with?
I would say my Oshi would be like Markiplier, but I didn't want to be a face like streamer, so I was told about VTubing by a friend. So I was like, oh, that's perfect. I don't have to show my face online, which is great because I'm not a morning person. So I don't do the whole like makeup routine or anything.
Sun, bad, ball, fire. I'm in that group. Don't like, and I'm not a morning person at all. I work at evenings and then do the interviews around that work. It's just I've always been. There was a time when I actually had a job that started at 5 o'clock in the morning. That was interesting because sometimes I just wouldn't sleep.
I feel that I used to have a job that I woke up at like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
and I was miserable.
Oh. Yeah. By the end of the day, I'm not only tired of the job, but I'm asleep as well. When you turned on the microphone, was it the first time you'd been in front of an audience?
No.
Mm.
When I was in school, I was a theater kid and in band, and I was actually part of the weird friend group, albeit the shyer one of
Yeah.
the group. But kind of used to being stared at by people.
Well, I mean, there is that, but um, with that, did that help you when you decided to be a VTuber yourself?
Um, I think what helped is just doing it honestly, because like nothing compares to people coming in and just watching you play a game versus like, oh, you're playing a character. And um while some people do play a character, and I do occasionally, most of the time I'm just like yapping people's ear off about whatever comes to mind.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of with the Ethereum. That's a really good thing to do.
Mhm.
Um, do you enjoy the Ethereum format?
I do.
Hmm.
It's much easier to not worry about, oh, OBS isn't running. Oh no, my redeems are broken. Oh no, the game does not like my model going at the same time. It's much simpler.
It really
But the
is.
flip side is that but the flip side of that is that you have to keep talking way more than if you're just locked in for a couple of minutes for your game.
Hmm.
Way less understanding about silence.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit like the old radio days where no matter what you have going on the air, it better not be nothing.
Mhm.
A, a dead mic or a silent signal is when everybody tunes out. Um,
Yeah.
and you really do have to rely on personality and how you come across. Um, have you every once in a while do you stop and realize that these people are coming back for you and your personality?
I have a handful of returning people every now and then. I'm like, I don't know if you guys actually like me or not, but that's just like the imposter syndrome in the back of your head where you're just like, oh no, they must have accidentally clicked my picture.
Oh, I think that happens. I think a lot of people have that with some people more than others, but even the folks who come on and say, "No, I was really comfortable with it and everything went fine." I'm like, "Uh-huh. Sure." That happened. Good. The having the model, as you mentioned, is it? Do you think that's the much? Do you think you'd be streaming if you didn't have the model?
Absolutely not.
Mm, yeah.
I I would say I have, like, micro expressions that would give away too much
Mm,
'cause I don't I'm a very much a my heart's on my sleeve kind of person,
mm,
so I can't hide the fact that I'm, like, annoyed with the game or something like that, and I honestly don't want to be too tilted on anything, just because, I've seen what happens when you have a platform and people that are way too loyal to you take things a bit too far and, like,
yeah.
spam bad reviews or something like that. I don't wanna be a cause of that.
Yeah, yeah, it does get ridiculous sometimes, and I very rarely see where that's something that the actual VTuber is like, yeah, go do this. It just kind of happens on its own, and the VTuber's caught in between. So, it's
Mhm.
you do have to kind of run a rein on yourself occasionally, and you don't have a safety net either. I mean, once you say something on live, you've said it,
Mhm.
and usually somebody's got it recorded and will bring it up at the worst possible time.
Oh, yeah, and it doesn't go away.
No, no, no. It does not go away. That picture that you put up on the internet when everybody was still using Apple IIs is still there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to get around, but sometimes you just have to embrace it and go on to the next thing. That's all you can do. Um, has your relationship with chat been a real good one so far?
So far,
Well,
uh, like I said, it's, really strange having a handful of people keep coming back. Everybody just listens
hmm
to me yapping, and I'm like, I don't really have that much important to say. I'm just kind of talking out my behind here. One thing is from Irium alone, I've had a lot of people compliment me singing,
hmm
and I've had issues with my confidence around my singing voice for
mm,
the longest time, basically since childhood.
yeah.
And now I've shared that with my community so many times, more than I've ever sang in front of people total in my life.
Oh, so does that mean that maybe you'll do a cover down the line?
Maybe those are kind of hard to figure out because everybody's like, "Oh, make sure you do it right," but they don't tell you how to do it correctly.
Yeah, it does make a difference. Here, make sure you do this hard thing correct. And yeah, but how? Click. Yeah, they don't want company is what they don't want.
Yeah.
um, but again, there's to me that's a whole new level. I'm not confident in my singing at all, and I haven't since I was a kid. And they'd stick me out there because I sang the loudest, not because I sang the best. It's kind of a Barney Fife thing. Yeah, he's loud. Get him out there and get it over with. Um, and I haven't hit a note on purpose since 1984, so that's quite a long time. The But you have had the confidence enough to turn on the microphone and get in front of people. And does that stem from the background you had with getting on stage?
You would think it would, but I honestly don't think it did. I turn on the camera, every day before I'm live. I'm like, "Oh, man, I'm dreading this. I don't wanna do this." I the
Yeah.
anxiety starts eating away at me, and then I hit the button. I'm like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" Suddenly, I don't feel any sort of anxiety ever.
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, that's excellent. Maybe it's just that anxiety is trying to give you enough vim to get through the broadcast. You could just
It more feels like a hurdle
yeah.
because it's like a door shutting in my face. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I don't wanna fight that, but I kinda have to, so I will."
Well, maybe as you keep going on, it'll become like a screen door, and then just
Hopefully.
not just this big giant drawbridge type thing. So what games do you like to play?
I play a lot of horror games, and I am what they call an addict as far as Valorant is concerned. The kind of arm twisting people have to do to get me to play Valorant with them is to basically be like, "Hey, Nessie," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll get on, I guess, if you're gonna twist my arm about it."
I don't need to sleep.
But I
Let's.
I also really like visual novels because I have a deep interest in voice acting,
Yeah,
and the best way to do that is visual novels because I get to do all the roles.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, I mean, you got a unique voice that would work out really well, I would think.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that there's certainly, and one of the things to remember always about these things is that you might have a unique voice. That might be the voice somebody's looking for. Um, you can be the most, you can have the most range and the most talent with accents and everything, and you just don't sound for the part. But somebody who's doing it for the
Mhm.
first time, maybe. So
Mhm.
take a shot at it. That's that's the best way to do
Yeah,
it.
I run into the opposite issue of the voice being too unique, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Granted,
but
most people make their characters and they're like, "I know exactly what they're supposed to sound like," so it's a hit and miss thing, you gotta hope.
yeah, yeah. You never know when you're the one, and,
Mhm.
and once you do that, it's. I mean, are you ready for that type of? Do you have the set up where it can work right for you?
Yeah.
Mm.
I got a role once upon a time in, like, as somebody's, like, self-animated Lego series once upon a time, and then I had callbacks for a game, but I got nervous at the last minute and didn't actually submit for my
Oh,
callback.
oh, well,
Yeah,
well, that
yeah,
happens.
that anxiety being the door in my face again.
Yeah, it happens, but one of these days you'll get the part and break the door down on the way getting to it.
Mhm.
Maybe they'll have an expansion to Valorant. They need something. So, have you with the visual novel types of things? What types of visual novels do you like? Do you like the ones that kind of funnel you to an end, or ones that have multiple endings?
I prefer multiple endings, but I'm not gonna sit there and try to get all the endings. I just want my story to feel like my story, you know?
Mm,
Uh, Particularly ones where the main character is basically supposed to be a self-insert, you type your name in and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, yeah. It's there's a lot of them out there that can go either way. I've never been a big fan of games that no matter what you do, you're still going to get the same ending.
Mhm.
It's kind of like, well, why am I doing this anyway?
Yeah, I'm a big, fan of, like, custom characters and multiple endings and not being linear, period.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I look at something like Danganronpa stuff, and it seems like it's going to steer you to the ending
Mm,
as you go. I mean, there's still plenty of stuff to freak you out on the way, but um,
I've never actually done that series.
yeah, you have. So
No,
what
I haven't.
you haven't? Okay, yeah,
No.
it's um, in seeing it and seeing other people play it. But there are some series that have the multiple endings that can drive you crazy too. You don't even know you're at the ending.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, what type of horror games do you play?
I had gotten halfway through, um, Silent Hill F
Ooh.
before I started w being Nessie, so I'm going to have to restart that for videos, and then I've got, like, 2 through 8 of Resident Evil,
Oh man.
and then I did Soma. I learned from that one that I have super bad thalassophobia.
What does that mean?
Uh, thalasso Thalassophobia is, like, the fear of large bodies of water, such as the ocean,
Ah.
so, unfortunately, I don't know if I'm gonna be doing Subnautica 2 anytime soon, definitely not solo.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a little bit. I don't have. I don't think I have quite that fear, but I do have the fear of deep water. I want to have my feet
Yeah,
on something. I have heights and depths. I'm bad
yeah.
at.
I used to say that until I was walking across the bottom of the ocean in Selma, and then I was like, "I don't like
No, no, nope. What about
uh,
with that? Do you have any type of virtual stuff going on?
virtual stuff."
Yeah, like virtual helmet type things.
Oh, no. I get motion sick, so I
Mm,
can't do VR.
yeah, my balance is really bad these days, and I can see that eventually, if I put one of those helmets on, I will be on the floor one way or the other.
Mhm.
But then I watch my grandson do it, and I'm like, oh man, that looks like so much fun. Maybe
Maybe
it's worth
just
crashing face first into the ground.
you should try the, ones where they're like a roller coaster, then you can stay in your seat.
Oh yeah, I would find a way to not be in my seat. I will fall out of the chair if given the opportunity. Now, he plays Fortnite with it and some other like the Beat Saber type games, which young
I didn't know
people.
Fortnite had VR.
Well, I think it's hit it with VR, but whatever it is, he sure snipes people off pretty easy. I don't know whether I should be proud that a 10-year-old could do that or scared a 10-year-old can do that. Eh, but at least I'm not the target. I'll go for that. That's a good win.
True.
Is there anything that you'd like to try VTubing that you haven't done yet?
One of my goals is I'd like to make a lore-based visual novel
Mm,
centered around my character and my lore.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you someone who does some writing?
I do a lot of writing. One of the things that I do on my YouTube channel is lore skits.
Mm,
I'll do a rough background or image for that, and then I'll just do some voice acting, occasionally getting someone to do the role of Nix, my bird.
mm, cool. Excellent. Hey, so have you always been a writer?
Yeah, I used to get in trouble for doing that during class.
Now, now, especially during English class, that doesn't make much sense. Do you want me to write?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
writing. Was it fan fiction back then, or were you making up entire worlds?
Um, I had a fan fiction, phase, yes.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do. There's nothing wrong with that. And people get a chance to express themselves and go that as long as they don't like you know walk around in that fantasy world all the time.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine. Did you keep that to yourself, or were you showing other people some of the stuff?
My fan fiction used to be posted online, but it's been since long since privated and deleted because it was cringe.
You're giving people a challenge to try and find.
Good luck.
So what gave you the confidence to show other people that sort of thing in the beginning?
The anonymity
Uh,
of the internet.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean that leads to why you are comfortable being a VTuber. I mean, it's kind of goes into that as well. Um,
Mhm.
Still, though, I would like to do. I've got short stories running through my head, but I just can't get over the hump of showing somebody else. It's like,
You could always try to post it anonymously.
yes, I want that. I want the recognition if it's good. If it's bad, I can blame somebody else.
That's why you make a new pen name.
Yeah,
You post it under a new pen name, and when people love it, you just be like, "Actually, I'm Eric."
yes. I, I'd be so. I'd be like, my pen name would be Eric D. Loy instead of Eric C. Loy. No, that's not me. That's
I
Eric D. Loy.
I think you could get away with it.
Yeah, I might be able to. Might be able to. People who used to get mad at me when I was doing radio work for a college football post game in a year that they never won a game. Um, they used to go and find criminal records of people named Eric Lloyd and put them on, and post them on these sites. And I'm like, that's I've never been to Florida. That's not me. No, I would have gotten
Always
away with that.
Florida.
Like, no, it's Eric C. Lloyd. The C stands for quality.
The the C stands for quality.
Yes, that both in the spelling and
The
in the actual quality you get. Absolutely average. C. The when How long did it take for you to get positive feedback when you turned that microphone on for the first time?
for the very first time?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Originally, the first time I ever tried anything on the internet, it probably took like 6 months or a year.
Mm. So you were toiling.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was a lot of, 0 viewers
Mhm.
going on
Yeah.
once upon a time, but
Well, that does happen.
determination or stubbornness in my case, you keep doing it anyway, out of spite usually.
I think spite is under recognized.
Mhm. I've gotten to where I am now out of pure spite.
I'm basically now just filled with spite, cholesterol, and scar tissue. Keeps me going. It,
I'm fueled by spite and a lot of caffeine.
did you do you find it tough to keep up a regular stream routine?
I do. I struggle with my health a little bit,
Hmm.
so the consistency is really difficult for me because, one, like I said, the anxiety gets to me, and then some days I'm just really, really tired,
Yeah.
and it could be just because the air pressure changed and my joints are really bad for the day.
Mm,
So, just you wake up with less spoons than the previous day because you used too many that day kinda
hmm.
thing.
Yeah. 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 That. Yeah. I've got like a few different types of arthritis, and depending on if the weather is just exactly right,
Mhm.
it becomes a concert of pain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, and this joint and this joint today. Okay. Well, okay. A good thing I have two legs. We'll lean on the other one today. Um, it. But then I'm also probably three times as old as you, so that should work in your favor, I would think. Have you gotten the expansion that you are pleased with at this point? Is it going the right direction for you?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's always a slow start to these things because it takes time for the algorithms to get used to you, to push you forward, and then I am not very good at the networking aspect of things because
Mm,
I generally like to keep to myself, but this is not one of those things you can keep to yourself doing
yeah, it's pretty tough to
too
do.
much.
It's pretty tough to do and get a good long way with it. The networking stuff and the marketing stuff. Um, I look at it from a radio standpoint, which is a little different, but not too much. Um, you still have to go out and find your audience if you want to expand. But there's some folks who just go in with a shotgun approach and just shoot wildly and hope they hit something and miss their market as far as the audience is concerned anyway. Um,
Yeah, I've had a lot of people be like, I just kind of throw stuff at the wall and hope something sticks.
well, good luck with that. For me, it'd all be Jello throwing it at the wall. Nothing gonna stick
Mm.
then. Um, even with nails, it doesn't work. So, if you had a chance to do the gaming type streams with say on one of the other platforms, would you be doing the horror type games, or would it be all Valorant?
I would do a lot of horror games probably. I like things with story, but if I am broke for the time being, I will probably play Valorant because it's free.
Well, that
They
it
already have it.
is that your comfort game, you say?
It's my discomfort game. It's
Mm.
just something that I put on when I'm not mentally checked in enough for lore. So it's just like my mindless fill my time and either procrastinate. I wouldn't say it's a comfort game though, because by the time I'm shutting it down, I'm like, I freaking hate this game. The typical Valorant experience, to be honest.
Never playing it a game again, and
Eh,
2 hours later, back on again.
that's happened. Like I said, I'm a little bit of an addict.
That's a real love hate relationship there.
Oh yeah.
Uh, the streams that you're doing right now, when you start off, do you have an idea of the topics you're going to talk about, or do you let chat bring their ideas first?
I have absolutely no clue what I'm doing. I try to think of something and I'll just start yapping. Sometimes I do write up things for the lore days.
Hmm.
Um, I have intentions of being like a role playing experience because I used to do that with my friends
Hmm.
growing up. You play basically it's like D&D without dice. You just like write it on a piece of paper, pass
Oh,
it back and
cool.
forth.
Oh, neat.
That's how we did it in math class anyway. Um,
Sounds perfect. Did you get
I
did
my whole I'm sorry.
did you get caught?
Um, Surprisingly, no.
Yeah, there you go. Then you did it right. Yeah.
One of the main focuses for me is, as far as my lore goes, is that I want it to be modular and to grow with the community, and I want people to have influence on it.
Hmm.
So that's I wanted the experience to be alive. I remember seeing a clip of Supernatural once upon a time,
Uh-huh.
and people would come up and be like, "So, what would Dean do if this and this and this happened, but this and this didn't happen?"
Uh,
And the actors would respond in character, and I'm like, the story is not over just because the story's over, and people crave more of that world again. So I
mhm.
was like, all right, I'll just make sure that the story never ends.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I mean, so there's a lot of people who have ideas that don't want that type of input, and they're, well, it's my idea. Everybody stay away from it. But you seem to have that attitude that here's my idea. I'm going to let people add on to it and make it either and take whatever direction they want to, while
Hmm.
still keeping the kernel of it to yourself. It does it. Do you get some real really good ideas from that from other folks?
Um, Not yet. Still kind of early on here. Just starting out on that stuff, but
Yeah.
I think so. One of the newest additions to the lore is so basically Nessie and the temple exist in a space called the in between,
Hmm.
which is the space between each world and the parallel worlds and all of that.
Right.
And if you've ever played Kingdom Hearts, you know how Sora, when he goes to certain worlds, his look would change so he blends in with everything.
Right.
That happens with Nessie because Nessie it has the ability to go in between worlds. And
Mm.
that is why YouTube side Nessie looks different to Irium Nessie because Irium is the in between, whereas YouTube is the
One of
world that the viewer lives in.
Yeah, and that gives you a good excuse to have different models.
Exactly.
I see what you're doing. No, that's actually pretty brilliant, and it does give you a really wide, I mean, and basically an endless um, idea bank that you can come up with.
Hmm.
You don't really shut yourself off from anything if you could just create a world where it exists.
Well, canonically, they all already exist. You
Right?
just gotta go find it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. If somebody kept coming and says, Nessie is a banker for a big corporation, and they go to work every day, and they just do things and go home. Like, okay, there's a world where this guest he goes and does the bank. We're not going to talk about that one. We're going to talk about if I tried something like that, I'd end up doing it with the same thing every time. Not
Mm.
particularly um, not particularly creative when it comes to that sort of thing. Um, so have you ever written something that got published? Stories?
I was in a couple of poetry contests that I made semi-finalists,
Cool.
and it's the same thing with the game that I almost voiced for, where I didn't submit my final
Oh.
uh thing because bad thought process of being like, I can't fail if I don't try.
Yeah, yeah, I know that feeling. It dates all the way back to one of my grade school years where we had a class wide spelling bee, and I finished second.
Oof.
Yeah, I mean it's still, I mean, thinking, oh man, you finished second in the whole class. Yeah, but I finished second. One of those things that haunts you for the rest of your life, no matter what.
Well, that's because you have the mentality that second place is the first place loser, but
Yeah,
it's not.
yeah. Well, I certainly did then because I really had a big head when it came to that sort of thing. I mean, even today, I'll play Scrabble with anybody at the drop of a hat. So um, and I just got a subscription to that New York Times thing online. So
The
I
one where you get the word.
yeah, yeah, I get the first of all, it has Wordle on it, but it also has crosswords and other things, and I fill that up every morning. Like you put some word stuff in front of me, and I'm gonna go get it. Um, that's I don't know if you can do like Scrabble online and stream it because I don't think it would work very well
Oh,
unless
I wouldn't know.
you streamed it with a bot against you or something. The other person
Yeah.
could just tune in and look at your letters. That would be pretty tough to do. Have you been able to do any collaborative streaming?
Um, yeah. While we don't show what we're gaming when we're streaming on Irium,
Right,
there's a lot of people that game and stream anyway.
right.
So I've done Valorant with other bondies
Mm,
and a close friend that helps me with channel stuff like my Discord and stuff like that.
mm. How important is your Discord to your streaming?
I hate Discord. I haven't released it to the general public yet. My rule is that they have to get 10 fan badges 3 months in a row. So, they got the first month, but I don't know if they're gonna get the second month.
You have a solid Discord of one person.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 other bondies in it. So we're at, like, 4.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's for some people the Discord is like really important to what they do. Sometimes they're on Discord more than they are streaming. Um,
I just don't like hosting my own server. Previous experiences, it was dead, and it was a lot to take care of. You had to deal with bots and stuff like that,
yeah,
and I'm just like, I really don't want to deal with that, but at the same time, it'd be much easier to be like, "All right, guys, I'm gonna show you my screen if you want to see while we play this." on Irium. So
Yeah, yeah. It does seem
if
like
you're
that would.
not exclusively on mobile, you can watch there too.
Yeah, it seems like it'd be pretty tough to do though because of delays and such. Because Irium's not going to do a delay for you, but any other services.
Hmm.
I mean, we used to do the stuff in radio where people wanted to sync their radio up with the television of a basketball game, not realizing that the video would never really will match up with the audio because the video is sometimes 12 to 15 seconds delayed over satellite.
Hmm.
And people would get mad at us. I'm like, look, we're not a television station, okay? Just leave us alone. Video tried to kill the radio star, all right? So just stay away. Um, it's tough to try to deal with that sort of thing. Would that be something you'd want to give a try in the future?
Discord server.
Well, I mean, some streaming along so where people can watch while you're playing the game and commenting on Irium.
I have a Twitch account. I just dread using it. I made it to join other Bondies
Yeah.
Twitch streams if I happen to see them live.
Well, I mean, that's you want to support your teammates as much as possible. How did you
Yeah.
get in touch with Bond Live?
They posted on Twitter that they had applications up, and I was like, okay, shoot my shot, I guess.
Hmm. And
And here I am.
yeah, did it take a little while in the process, or were you accepted right away?
um, I don't think it was that long of a process. I think
Mm.
I was in the basement for like a month,
Mm.
and then I was released.
Well,
So
the
it,
bond,
it's a it's a pretty quick turnover, I suppose,
yeah,
between like application and debut.
yeah,
But it could also be average because this is like my first time.
yeah. Well, the Bond Live folks have been really good with me and allowing me to interview their talent. I mean, some folks that are agencies don't, and I can see why. Especially if you're somebody who's not an experienced person or who wants to go in with like do a hatchet job, I wouldn't want that either. Um,
Hmm.
for for somebody that was in my group one way or the other. But thanks to Bond Life for allowing me to uh, to mess up all the time and still put it up on put it up on YouTube. The If you were to do a series that involved something that was something that you hadn't done yet, it's something that you haven't been able to do yet on stream, what would you like to do?
So Irium has the Rookie Cup coming up for the people that debuted back in May.
Hmm.
And my community's goal now is for Cowboy Nessie. So I have to do, if we get first, second, or third, I have to do a Southern outlaw kind of voice skit thing. So I guess that would be something new and different that I'm told that I want to do.
I'm told that I want to do this. We will tell you what you want.
Such is the life of a streamer, right?
Yeah. But I mean, you sound like you have a really good attitude with it, and it's it doesn't sound like they're like bullying you so much as wanting to see some stuff that you can do and kind of pressing you that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I didn't want to do it, it wouldn't be an option. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be a suggestion even.
Oh, you got so many people that go on and have these special redeems and things, and like they'll never get X amount of this for this, and then turn around and it's immediately done.
Hmm.
Now, you see folks who look at the thumbnail and see Nessie on the thumbnail, like that's gonna be a western. But you can do you could say that's one of the different. uh, stream alternate streams because you have you're in between, and so you can do
Mhm.
whatever you want with that. I suppose it'd be it'd be pretty tough seeing a cowboy in all green like that. That would.
Well, it'd be all black. The green is just the glow of the magic.
I like the green. The green is good. um, and do you have any big plans this year besides that rookie cup?
Uh, None of my big plans really are on a timeline. I have, like, goals,
Hmm.
but I should probably start writing down the steps to take to get to those points.
Well,
So maybe that's the goal, is to organize everything.
yeah, but it's no fun if it's all organized.
True.
Yeah, it's
My
just.
my ADHD doesn't like the structure.
Has there been anything that as your stream has kind of triggered your ADHD a little bit?
Oh, yeah, I think my very first stream, I got distracted so many times. It was, like, debut day, and I was like, "Oh, shoot, I forgot to oh, wait, guys, wait, hold on, I forgot the thing." Where was I? I
Oh,
think I said that, like, 90% of the stream.
well, sometimes you don't know everything. It's your and sometimes it just takes up too much space in the mind anyway. Just purge, purge, purge. That's the best way to do it, I think. Um, it's a people are like, what are you talking about? And I said, well, sometimes it's just too much. That's all there is to it. And you have to work with what you got with these things. Um,
Mhm.
the how did you come up with this version of Nessie for the streaming? Was this a character that you'd already written about a couple times, or is this it's something wholly out of cloth for you?
So I had a whole different concept at first, and as I'm about to submit the concept, I was like, "Man, my obsession with death can't it prevents me from not playing a character with a death association because I was originally doing, like, alien royalty,
Yeah.
which is super off-brand for me, and, I had asked my manager, I'm like, "I don't know which one of these concepts to go with." And, the first one that responded was like, "I personally like the necromancer." And I was like, "Alright, submitting that." I'm like, "Great, I'm back on brand."
Well, I tell you, folks who see the model here on the thumbnail, that's pretty awesome. I mean, that's if I were to be doing it and I wanted a necromancer and I saw that, I'd be okay. That's hit that button. That's the one for me. Um, and the fact that you get to change up the look a bit because you thought enough ahead to create parallel universes and be able to respond to those. And it means you had that duck in a row anyway when you started. It gives you so many outlets to be creative. Is that something that you were really looking to when you started VTubing was a creative outlet?
I was looking more for being something people could go watch when, 1, they couldn't afford the game or don't have the means to play a game
Yeah.
and just needed an escape from how sucky life can be sometimes.
Hmm.
Um, the creative outlet's just like a cherry on the cake or whatever the phrase is.
It's the cake on top of the cherry.
I suppose.
More cake. It's sometimes the side benefits are what keep you going and that sort of thing. Has there ever been frustrated with the situation that maybe you look down and you're not quite growing as fast as you'd like, or as you said, sometimes there were things where you didn't have anybody show up for the streams. Was that tough to work through, or did you just stubborn your way through them?
You just gotta stubborn your way through it. Honestly, everyone faces that. I've seen bigger names struggle with that, especially when the school season starts.
Mm,
Because regardless of us all putting no children in our rules, they're there anyway.
right.
So when school starts, the numbers drop because they're in classes and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's been kind of something I've seen the folks on Irium struggle with a little bit is that issue. Um,
Hmm.
how do you handle it? Do you have ways that you can, if somebody shows up and and, s- and is there a tell that they have that you can say, okay, I got to keep an eye on this one?
Um, they lead with their age, or they have age in their profile. Or they, put their actual face in the picture. So, basically just breaking rules
Yeah,
and doxing themselves
yeah.
or lying about their age because 'cause they'll offer that so fast because they've already been kicked out of other people's streams.
This is starting. I am exactly 18. Okay, bye.
Mhm.
And do you just boot them out as soon as the suspicions come up, or what do you do?
I try to test them first
Mm.
because I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and one of my go-to tests, I'm like, "Hey, so and so, what do you know about the game that you just lost?" And because that was, like, ancient, like, millennial nonsense back in the day,
Yeah.
and if they don't know what I'm talking about, I'm like, "Alright, you're on thin ice. Do you know you have to be 13 to use this app?"
Yeah.
I learned that from, another Bondi. They'll be like, "You need to be 13," and they'll be like, "Okay, I'm 14," and they're like, "Ha, I lied, you have to be 18. Banished."
I'll be back. Yeah, I don't understand. If I was a kid trying to break into things and that were adult, I'd be a little smarter than that. I mean, when I was 16, I used to be able to get in a certain bar, like teenagers would do. But I wouldn't order any drinks or anything. I just went in there to play pool.
Mm.
I didn't make I didn't make any trouble. I When I bought something, it was always soft drinks. So, I mean, the only technical thing was I was in the bar too early. And as long as I didn't make a fool out of myself, everything was okay. But I don't understand these kids who come in and want to make a fool of themselves right away and get kicked out.
Mhm. I had one person come in and they're like, "Speak Russian." I'm like, "Bruh, I speak English. You're in an English app.
Yeah,
I don't know any Russian."
yeah.
And then they were like, "You're caca poo poo." And then I'm like, "Okay, you're banned."
It's like you, they came in just to hear you speak Russian.
That's another telltale sign is they're like, "Hey," it's like, the scene in one of the Shrek movies where the guy's like, "Do the roar." It's like, "Alright, you are just outing yourself here."
Do you have Prince Albert in a can? Okay, you're gone. That didn't even work when it worked. The um, but so far it seems like for you that the the fun you get out of it really outweighs any attempts to take away your fun.
Yeah, at the end of the day, their account's gonna get removed, so I there are people that it bothers really bad, and I don't blame them
Hmm.
because it's just as dangerous for the creator if a child's in their space and they shouldn't be, as
Hmm.
it is for the child to be in a space that they're not old enough to be in.
Oh yeah, yeah. The repercussions are terrible,
Mhm.
and you don't want any documents being put up.
Mhm.
That would that would be that would be one. Infamy is not the same as femi
Mhm.
as far as that goes. Um, so if so, have you been kind of behind the scenes doing your kind of lore document for the game you eventually would like to put together?
I have scraps of papers. littered everywhere.
Get a get a bulletin board with the papers pinned up there and yarn going from one to the other.
Yeah.
This is the timeline. This is how it works. It's and so I mean, is this something that you're really going to push after? As because I think you've obviously got the talent and you know what you're doing with it.
Yeah, I just have to find, the right story.
Yeah, yeah. You got the characters now; they have to do something.
Yep.
Mm,
We gotta have a plot going on.
yeah, and something that would carry on through a video game. I would imagine.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would be. It's certainly different than a short story because you want to have something that'll grab them visually as well as you do it. Um, is so when do you think you'll be able to say that you're well on your way to that sort of thing? Is it something that you work on a certain amount of hours a week, or is it just here and there?
It's a here and there thing.
Yeah,
Right now my focus is on growing the platform
mm, yeah,
to make things like that, worthwhile. Because if I put all my effort in that and then, like, my streaming slacks off, that could be an issue.
yeah, yeah. You want to keep everything going as much as you can in the right direction, and
Mhm.
not distract yourself too much while it's happening.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how many times a week are you streaming? I know Miriam likes you to do it as much as possible.
I am daily for at least 2 hours.
Usually in the evenings.
Yep,
You know. Hey,
I'm a night owl.
I know how you feel. I used to work overnight for many years in radio, and after that, you just never really quite get used to daytime life. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, one of the things that's worst about that is that every meal was dinner if you sleep during the day, because when you go to work, if you have breakfast, it's not going to be breakfast time, so you won't have breakfast available anywhere. If the next time you get hungry will be around right before you go to work at midnight, certainly no breakfast around there. And then when you get off work, if you're looking for dinner, it's breakfast time, but you want dinner. So it,
Can't win.
it never quite works. That's when when you're young and have enough money to order pizza, you have pizza for breakfast and lunch.
Oh my gosh.
It's the breakfast of
I had too much pizza in my life.
it's the breakfast of champions. If you get the right type of pizza, if you got the wrong type, it certainly wasn't. So it looks like things are going really well for you. I mean, you seem really comfortable with it. You've got a great personality for it, and people will be hanging around. A lot of talent. Um, are you comfortable now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Would it be tough to go back now that you jumped into the water?
There's been times where in the past I've come close
Mm.
to not streaming, but anytime I take a break, I'm like, "I'm bored, I'd like to stream now." It's like Valorant, it's just something I'm used to taking up a lot of my time, so when it's not there, it's like something's missing.
The call of the microphone always is always there.
Yeah, I can hear that buzzing in my ear. People call it, tinnitus, and I'm like, "No, no, no, that's my microphone
That's
calling me."
that's right. Well, I tell you, Nancy, it's just great to meet you and talk to you about it. And obviously, you've got things set up the right way, and you're going at it the right way. I hope the best of success for you the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.